be respectful to any teacher, whether it's your regular teacher or your substitute teacher, and do not ask where your regular teacher is to a substitute, because it can come out kind of rude. I definitely learned from this mistake not to do that. Hi everybody, it's Mena. Welcome back to my channel, or if this is the very first video that you're seeing of me, then welcome to my channel. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button down below if you didn't already. I post every day except for Tuesday and Friday afternoon sometimes, and today in this video, I'm going to share with you guys a two-in-one story time about two embarrassing times I was accidentally rude to a substitute teacher. And this is a story just about how I accidentally asked where my regular teacher was straight to the teacher's face, and they were a little offended by it, and I felt super bad because I accidentally made the substitute teachers feel like that I didn't want them there, which I was not trying to do at all. I was just concerned about my regular teacher. So this is a story just to teach you guys, you should never ask where your regular teachers are to your substitute, because it can come out kind of offensive, and some teachers have personal reasons why they take days off. Some teachers just may not want to tell people why they take days off. It's just their own personal business. It's none of your business. So you kind of need to be careful when you ask that, because you may make the teacher feel like you don't want them there. So I'm going to get started, and I hope you guys enjoy the video, and I hope you learn not to ask where your regular teacher is in front of your substitute. First story. So this one started about, excuse me. I apologize. I was asking my Google question. Anyway, this first story, this one started about 17 years ago. I walk into my first period class, which was my PE class, and I'm in the gym, and I go and sit down, and our names are all alphabetized by last name, so I had to sit next to someone whose last name started with a G. It was pretty interesting. So basically, I go and sit down with my class, and all of a sudden, as my class starts, this teacher comes out, and I don't recognize him, and he starts taking our attendance. And I am a little concerned because I don't see my regular PE teacher. So I accidentally asked the PE teacher straight to his face, "Where's the teacher?" And then he looks at me quiet like. So I suddenly start to get a little embarrassed because I felt like I accidentally was rude to the substitute PE teacher, and he didn't tell me where my PE teacher was, and I felt kind of bad because I didn't expect that to come out rude. I was just really concerned about my PE teacher who normally was there. So I literally don't say anything. The rest of the class just stares at me, and I'm so embarrassed by what I had said straight to that teacher's face, that substitute teacher's face. So after he's done taking our attendance and we're done stretching, I walk up to the PE teacher and the substitute teacher and apologize to him for saying that straight to his face. And I literally I'm so sorry, I wasn't trying to be rude, and blah, blah, blah. And this the substitute teacher, he was so nice. He was like, "Oh, it's okay, blah, 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 blah. I know you didn't mean any harm, blah, 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 blah. You were just concerned about your teacher, and I totally understand, blah, blah, blah." And he was like going on about how he was substituting for a couple weeks because my teacher, we're going to be substituting for 2 or 3 weeks because my teacher was out of town because of a family emergency, and and he was going to be back in I think they said 3 or 4 weeks or something. I don't remember. So I felt really bad, and he was talking about how he was going to be taking over for a couple weeks and stuff. And he was very, very nice, and he was not offended at all by what I said. thank goodness, because I felt super bad about the way I said it. But luckily he was nice. Story number 2, moving on. So this one started a couple months, the same year, which was, I think it was about 17 years ago, the same exact year, but a few months later. I walk into my 6th period class, which is my science class, and then I suddenly notice a different teacher than my regular teacher. So then I ask, where's the science teacher? And then this substitute science teacher says straight to me,
excuse me, that is rude, blah, 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 blah. I understand you're concerned about your teacher, but you do not ask where your regular teacher is. That is rude and blah, blah, blah.
So then I start to feel bad. I mean, I don't feel bad to the point where I want to cry, but I just feel bad because I didn't expect that to come out rude. I was just concerned about my teacher. So I literally felt super bad saying that. So I apologized to the substitute teacher and I said, I'm terribly sorry. I really did not mean for it to come out that way and blah, 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 blah. And then my substitute teacher was so nice. She was like, it's okay, blah, 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 blah. I know you didn't mean it, blah, 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 blah. And she was just really, really nice about it. And she literally went over with me how I shouldn't be asking where my teacher is when there's a substitute. And I felt really embarrassed that I did that, but luckily it wasn't in front of the whole class. It was just me in the classroom. So then a couple minutes later, another person walks in and they also ask where my teacher is. And then the substitute goes,
excuse me, you don't say that and blah, 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 blah. That makes me feel like you don't want
so then that person who had just walked in apologizes to my teacher because they also felt bad that they were rude to the substitute, and she was really nice and accepted their apology. So once the rest of the class walks into the classroom, they all sit down, and the teacher says she's taking over for my teacher for a couple days because I can't remember why. I think she had a doctor's appointment or something, I don't remember, but she was just out for the day, and then she didn't want anybody else asking where the teacher was and stuff because everybody was confused of why we had a substitute. But she was super nice, despite the fact she was a little irritated that people were asking where the teacher was, but because she kind of took it offensive. But she still was really nice and super helpful and everything, and she did a great job taking over for my teacher. So the moral of those 2 stories is you never should ask where your teacher is because it's kind of rude, because it makes the substitute feel like you don't want them there at all and that you don't really like the substitute. But I understand we all get concerned, but we still need to be careful of what we say to a substitute teacher. So keep that in mind, not to ask where your teacher is if you have a substitute. So that was my embarrassing story about how I accidentally was rude to 2 different substitute teachers. Well, my 2-in-1 story time about how I was accidentally rude to 2 different substitute teachers. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope this video taught you never to ask where your regular teachers are to your substitutes, because sometimes it may be personal and it will hurt the substitute's feelings. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I post every day except for Tuesday and Friday afternoon sometimes, and I'll see you in another video soon. Bye. Please subscribe and thumbs up this video if you enjoyed it.